My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help with sewers, so I can recite.
My name is Suhaila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Umi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and Sunnahfollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. My Lord, get wet. Get wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Getting ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met. So I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah, yeah. You can wrap up some good things. Yeah, make a donation to the side. Go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal.
Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Laila Nasheeba, the Managing Director and founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Proper Aqidah, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Sunnah-following kids, come with me.
Gotta work hard to get to heaven. Treat the people good like the prophet would. Proper Aqidah, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming and tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at. Right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate. Right here to Sunnahfollowers and dollars out. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Message.
ثلاثة اثنان واحد.
This is my favorite time of the year.
Sunnahfollowers. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Please join us for a new program, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, brought to you by Dr. Ali. Reflections on Ramadan, followed by questions. Please join us Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Sunnahfollowers, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Alhamdulillah, it is that time again. Increase our worship and plead for forgiveness. Alhamdulillah, it is that time again. Increase our worship and plead for
Need inspiration? Need to brush up on the do's and don'ts during this blessed month? Join us for Sunnahfollowers, Ramadan prep, and allow Ustada Laila Nasheeba to walk you through day by day through this blessed month of Ramadan. This will keep your iman tight, your ibadah right, and keep you pushing in the light. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Before I begin, I'd like to apologize to everyone. I know the schedule has just been messed up today. Being Ramadan, there's so much that we all have to do, including myself. And I was so busy taking care of other things too. I forgot about the children's class. I'm going to be honest. I forgot that I had that class today, so I apologize to the kids. And I was late for this class because I was doing other things and I spilled stuff around here, which I'm trying to keep my feet from stepping in. So I apologize. So just to let everybody know, tomorrow I have somewhere to be. So I'm going to change the schedule for tomorrow around 2. Whereas, trying to think how I'm gonna do it. I'll probably hold my class tomorrow at around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So just to let everybody know, tomorrow, because I have something to do, I have somewhere to be, I'll hold this class here at 10. So I'm going to change the schedule for tomorrow. We'll just have one class tomorrow, and that's going to be this class. But instead of holding it at 6:45, because I will not be home, I will hold it at 10. I don't want to miss the class at all because of my new shahadas. And I know that so many of you depend on these classes. Even I depend on them because remembrance of Allah, as we've been speaking about, remembrance of Allah, that's what keeps us connected to Him. And a lot of people will ask me the stupidest question. I think one of the most ridiculous questions that you can ask a Muslim is why a Muslim diet. I'm going to be honest. I think it's ludicrous, but that shows the type of days that we live in. It's ludicrous to ask a caller to Islam, why are you dedicated to calling to Islam? That's an oxymoron.
What do you mean? Why am I dedicated to calling to Islam? You know, how is it that you stick to a regular schedule of calling every day? It's just the times that we live in. I've been doing dawah on the internet since 1986. I was the first to do it. And I'm older than all these other brothers. I'm older than all of them and been doing it longer than them. That's why I do it better than them. Yes, I'm better than them. And I ain't being arrogant. I'm just speaking the truth. Okay? And I've been teaching 2 classes every day since 1986. Y'all know the 2 classes. My 6:30 class, I used to teach at 4. And my 9:30 class, I used to teach at 11. I've been doing this routine since 1986. Since 1986, I made the commitment to Allah that I will take the knowledge He's given me and share it with others on the internet, okay, to Muslims around the world. And I made this commitment to Allah over 30 some years ago that I would devote 2 times a day to Him. So how dare somebody ask me why? Ludicrous, ain't it? Okay, but you know, even though I stick to that, basically, I stick to that schedule, but every now and then I'd have to change it because I do have a life and I do have to prioritize myself sometimes. So tomorrow is one of those days that I have to honor commitments to family. So because I have to honor my commitment to my family, instead of doing this class at 6:30, but I do keep my commitment to Allah, I'll do it at 10. And I won't do the other class because I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. I don't want to overburden myself. It's called self-preservation. You have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you save yourself from the hellfire? So tomorrow, I'm just going to hold this class and it's going to be at 10 p.m., which is probably better because everyone should be done fasting. All of you, even the people on the West Coast, will be breaking your fast at that time. So everybody write that down for tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for today, we are in the 3rd week of Ramadan. Ramadan is almost over. We'll be entering into the last 10 days in a minute. Excuse me. We'll be entering into the last 10 days in a minute. And I really hope that everybody is reaping the benefits and the rewards of fasting. Your body is used to it. Your body is going through the process as we speak of what Dr. McBride talked about last week. The body, the brain fast too. We talked about the human brain. After fasting is what triggers your metabolism. It triggers your metabolism to your body to cleanse itself of those bad things, the acids and bacteria that's within it, which is why we do the belching and stuff. Okay. And also your body starts the process of eating itself. When I say eating itself, eating the bad things, and eating away the bad things. So we're already at that stage, you know, in the 3rd week. The body is going through self-cleansing, self-purification physically. But also, not only are we supposed to be purifying ourselves physically, but Allah tells us in the Quran that fasting has been enjoined upon us so we can become righteous people. It takes 29 to 30 days to get over a bad habit. That's a fact. Allah has given us 29 to 30 days to do away with the bad habits we have, such as gossiping, backbiting, slandering, such as smoking marijuana, smoking cigarettes, drinking, cursing, profanity, disrespecting our parents. We should now be more conscientious of our actions. For the kids who are following me, you should now, in this third week, be aware of the bad words that come out of your mouth. You should be aware of your attitude problems. And you should be able to catch yourself. When you do something that you shouldn't do, you should be able to catch it quickly and correct it. Okay? For those of us who realize that we overeat, we oversleep, you know that about yourself now. And you should be in the process of changing that. For those of us who squander our time with things that are not of importance, we should now know that and be in the process of spending our time better. Okay? So, Ramadan, Allah has imposed fasting upon us as a means of us having 29 to 30 days to make ourselves better, to purify ourselves of our defects, and to purify our hearts and reconnect with Him. All of us in this third week of Ramadan, this third week of fasting, all of our hearts should now be connected to Allah, okay? Or connected with Allah. Your faith, your iman should be high, okay? You should feel good about yourself. You should realize, wow, I'm not the bad person I thought I was, okay? You should have hope in your heart now. I can change. There is a chance for me. Before Ramadan, I felt that I was a failure. Now I see that I'm not a failure. As long as my blood is pumping through my body and my soul is here, I still have a chance. And I'm showing Allah that I want that chance. So the hope is there. The love for Allah, the fear of His punishment, the hope is there. So now we are working on character building. We spent the first 2 weeks of Ramadan fasting and purifying our hearts and purifying our souls. Now it's the brain. Now it's character. We spoke yesterday about how we should show gratitude towards Allah. We have to work on being more grateful of the blessings Allah has sent us. Instead of living each day of our lives focusing on the things we don't have. Instead of spending our lives feeling sorry for ourselves, we have to look to see the blessings that are right in front of us that we don't acknowledge. So gratitude, this is a characteristic of the believer. This is a characteristic that we're working on during this third week of fasting. And also, this entails being kind to others, being kind to your brothers and sisters in Islam, being kind to your parents, to your children, being kind to your co-workers, being kind to your neighbors, and most importantly, being kind to yourself, because some of us are abusive and oppressive to ourselves. So on this 16th day of fasting during the year 2025, I want to speak about the importance of incorporating kindness into your character. Your heart is purified. Your soul is trained. Now let's work on character. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen. And make sure that you guys have me on the big screen TV for the kids. Yeah, make sure that the kids can see this, because this is for the kids too, because we kids can sometimes be hurtful. Children are many times uncensored because of their innocence, and we can be very hurtful. So I really want the children to pay attention to tonight's lecture. and take notes. For the parents, make sure you screenshot the PowerPoints and print them out after the class so the kids can staple them together and read over the hadiths and review this stuff. So we're going to speak about how Ramadan is the month of kindness and the importance of being kind. Now, as Muslims, if you truly understand the religion of Islam, you know that we are not terrorists. We're not bad people. For the Muslim who truly understands the teachings of Islam, that person knows to be friendly and likable. You want to be a person of charisma, a charismatic person. When you walk into the room, everybody should want to be like you and want to be around you. Like I had to tell one of the sisters here, you don't want to be the person that when you walk into the room, everybody says, uh-oh, here she comes. Here comes the haram police. Oh God, here she is. And all the oxygen leaves. Unfortunately, guys, that's how it is with a lot of Muslims today. Some Muslims, you go to the mosque, when some people come in, you're like, uh-oh, time to go. Let me get out of here. I don't want to deal with her and her drama. I don't want to deal with him because everything's haram. Here he come. No, that's not the true believer. The believer is friendly. The believer is likable. The believer is able to mix with the people and have a good relationship with them. The people look up to you. The people gravitate towards you. Subhanallah. The people want to be around you. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. I forgot I'm using a different computer. Sorry, I went backwards. All right. Sorry. Ramadan. Okay. So this is something which we need to work on developing. That's what I was telling some of the sisters here. You know, don't be so quick to criticize others. Don't be one of those people that always looks for negativity. That's not us. We don't go around looking for negativity. We don't go around looking for reasons to attack people. As Muslims, we're supposed to give our brothers and sisters in Islam the benefit of the doubt anyway. Okay? You want to be a person who's connected with the people, a person who earns the people's trust. But unfortunately, we don't find that today. You go in most of the masjids and there's sisters that you don't want to go nowhere near, that you don't want nothing to do with because they're just negative people. Okay? So, unless you can get along with the people, how can you convey the message of truth to them? One of the things that I have to emphasize a lot as a daya, as a caller, dawah is not from your tongue. In fact, most Muslims are not qualified to speak about this religion, because the average Muslim of 2025 doesn't understand the basics of this religion. So most of us do more harm than good. We cause more problems than good because the things we say about this religion are not correct. So true dawah is not from what comes out of your mouth anyway. True dawah is your actions. The simple fact that you are a person who's nice and kind, that's dawah. The fact that you do get along with the people, the fact that you are different and distinct, the fact that you are honest and people want to be around you, that's what attracts people to Islam. Your actions, your behavior, not your tongue. And most of us need to stop talking about Islam, because what comes out of our mouth is garbage. And instead, show the beautiful character, show the beautiful behavior that Islam has embraced you with. Subhanallah. So, there are many hadiths that speak about how a person who is friendly and liked by others, that's a person who is truly upon the Sunnah. In fact, listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in an authentic hadith. He said, shall I not tell you who amongst you is the most beloved to me and will be closer to me on the day of judgment? He didn't say the person that reads the most Quran. He didn't say the person that puts up a booth giving dawah. He didn't say the internet influencer. He said the one who will be closest to me on the day of judgment are those of you who have the best attitude and the best character. A lot of these brothers and sisters with these dawah boots, they have the most horrible character. They have the most horrible attitude. They try to force Islam on people. They argue, they debate. The Prophet Muhammad said the people who will be the most hated on the day of judgment are the debaters. We don't debate this religion. There's no compulsion in Islam. We don't try to throw our opinions and views off on others. Those who have the best character, those who have the best attitude, these are the people that will stand with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also he said, those of you who are down to earth and humble, those of you who get along with others, and those of you who the people are comfortable around, you are the ones who are most beloved to me. You are the ones who will be close to me. So now, down to earth. I want everybody listening to me to ask yourself, are you a down to earth person? No, most of you are not. What's a person that's down to earth? This is a person that speaks to the people on their level. This is a person that can relate to the people. This is a person that doesn't try to pretend to be greater than thou or higher than thou. And what's a person that gets along with others? This is a person that doesn't argue. This is a person that doesn't debate. This is a person that doesn't point out your bad thoughts. This is a person that people are comfortable around. People can trust you. People know that they're safe with you. I don't have to worry about this sister here slandering me. I don't have to worry about this sister here speaking about me behind my back. This is a sister I can trust. I don't have to worry if she's going to come in here and tell me that I'm going to hell because I got on fingernail polish. You know, these people who take the oxygen out the room, you people will not be close to the Prophet on the day of judgment. But most of us fall in that category. So as we go into this third week of fasting, I want everyone to ask yourself, am I down to earth? Do I get along with others, or do people run away from me? When the people see me coming, do they turn around and walk away? Or when they see me coming, do they greet me and hug me and want me to hang out with them? Subhanallah. And one of the attributes of the believer is that he not only gets along with others and people feel comfortable with him, but also the people like him and he likes people. Are you a people person? Subhanallah. The believer is a people person. Umar was a people person. Abu Bakr was a people person. Salama was a people person. Aisha was a people person. Ibn Abbas, a people person. If the people don't like you, if the people don't want to be around you, then how can you show Islam and its truthfulness to them? And again, it's through our behavior, not what comes out your mouth. The reason why people are not comfortable around you is because of what came out your mouth. Subhanallah. If the people run away from you, then that means that you have no goodness in you, guys. How many of us have no goodness in us? I want you guys to do a lot of self-evaluation this week. As we go into the last 10 days of Ramadan, it's all about self-evaluation. You need to ask yourself, is there any good in me? Do people hate me? Do people run away from me? Do people disappear when I come around, or do they seek me out? The believer has a good relationship with people. There is no goodness in the person who does not get along with people and who people are not comfortable with. And I ain't talking about the jealous people out there. Okay, if you a good Muslim, if you a good believer, people are going to be jealous of you. That comes with the territory. But I'm talking about when you walk into the mosque, does everybody run away? Or do they say, hey, sister so-and-so, hey? When you go to a restaurant, do the waiter not want to wait on you? Or do they come and fight to be around you? When you're in a crowd of people, do people look at you and pick up the vibe and disappear? Or do they gravitate towards you? The believer has a good relationship with the people, and the people feel comfortable and safe. It's all about being safe, feeling safe around someone. There are some people that I don't feel safe around. There are some people that you can't pay me to go around, because I know if I go around them, they're getting ready to attack my character, my reputation. You don't want to be that person. Okay? And that's an authentic hadith. By the way, let me put that back here. I want the parents to take a screenshot of that hadith, and there's the source. And by the way, when it comes to hadith, sources are not numbers. The hadiths were not narrated in numbers. Don't ever ask a person to give you a number. That shows you're uneducated. The source is Ahmed and El-Bazar. That's the source. Okay? So take a screenshot of this. The believer has a good relationship with people, and they feel comfortable with him. This is from the prophet. The prophet said there is no goodness in the person who does not get along with people and whom the people do not feel comfortable and safe around. So which person are you? Okay? And our prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam set the best example and the highest example of good behavior. He was skillful. He had the ability to soften your heart. And he called the people to follow him. And he demonstrated how to reach a person's heart and win their love. The Prophet Muhammad was not a soft-spoken man. Let me set the record straight, because I get so tired of hearing the Sufis and stuff lie on the Prophet and say that he was gentle in to the point where he was soft-spoken. That's a lie. The Prophet Muhammad had a loud voice. Just because a person's voice is loud does not make them harsh. We're living in the days of fitan, where the good appears to be evil and the evil appears to be good. Not only did the Prophet Muhammad have a loud voice, so did Moses, so did Abraham. All the prophets did. You have to have a loud voice in order to be able to shake the heart of man and convey the message. They didn't have microphones back in those days, okay? The Prophet Muhammad had a loud voice, and his voice was hoarse. And he had the ability to shake your heart. He would make his voice rise, and he'd also bring it down. That's the technique that I use. That's the technique that all the daya are supposed to use. You have to know how to make your voice go up and down, up and down, up and down, to shake the people's heart, to soften it, and to put fear in it. Where our Prophet Muhammad mastered that, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he's taught us how to reach people's hearts and win their love and affection. Okay? He was always cheerful. What does that mean? He was happy and easygoing, even though he was at war. The Prophet Muhammad spent all his life, from the time he received the call to prophethood to his death, at war. The companions were at war fighting their enemies. Even though he was at war with his enemies, he was always happy and easygoing. Whenever he came to a gathering, whenever the Muslims gathered together at the mosque, he would sit wherever there was a free space. He didn't tell people to get up and save him a chair or move over. He didn't take a person's seat from them. He would sit right there as part of the crowd. And also, he treated everyone equally so that no one who was in the gathering would feel left out. How many of you do that? He didn't favor, even though Abu Bakr was his best friend, even though Umar was his second best friend. He treated everyone equal in that gathering. He acknowledged everyone's presence. When he talked, he would look at everyone's in the room. Okay? He would be inclusive to everyone, not exclusive. How many of us do that? A lot of us, we go into a room, we sit with the Arabs because we're Arabic. We sit with the Bosnians because we're Bosnian. We sit with the Nigerians because we're Nigerian. We sit with the Somalis because we're Somalian. No, the prophet wasn't like that, okay? Everybody was treated equally and he acknowledged everyone. And if anyone came to him and asked for anything, he didn't send them away. He would give it to them if he could. And if he didn't have what they wanted, then he would at least respond with kind words. He didn't do like a lot of the masajids do. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. For you imams out there, how many of you are racist? The African American comes to you with their bills, showing you how they need help to pay their bills. You run them away. But that brother from Gaza comes, that Palestinian comes, you give him all the money you got. How many of us are racist like that? This is going on in the mosques, okay? That African American can't get a dime of help, but because that person's Palestinian, you giving him everything. The Prophet Muhammad wasn't like that. He didn't favor people over others. He had a good attitude, and his attitude extended to everyone. And he treated everyone as a father would treat all his kids. Okay? And when the people came around him, they enjoyed being in his presence. They didn't want him to leave. They didn't want him to leave. When he would speak, they didn't want him to stop. They want him to keep on. Subhanallah. The people were humble. The people were respecting of their elders. Are we that way today? No. I can post my shorts up on the internet, and I get so many disrespectful kids. I'm talking men and women in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, have no respect. I'm older than all of you. I'm almost 100 years old. I'm an old lady. Don't let the looks deceive you. I'm almost 100 years old. But look how many of these young people have no respect. You know, you talk to me as if I'm on your level. Who are you to try to correct me when you don't even know what the pillars of the prayer are? Okay? The people in the prophet's time, they were respectable of their elders. They showed compassion to the young. They gave priority to those in need. And they took care of the strangers. They respected the strangers. You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. You don't even know how old I am. So how dare you think you can comment on anything I put out? Shut up and learn. We're nothing like the companions. We call ourselves Salafi. You ain't no Salafi. If the companions were living today, they take your head, man. You're a disgrace because you're nothing like them, because your role models were not like theirs. Their role model was the prophet. Who's your role model? Tom, Dick, and Harry from off the internet. Okay? Examples of the kind and friendliness of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam included how he never disappointed anyone who asked from him. You know, one of the comments that I had from a couple of people, Sister Layla, when you do your classes, if somebody asks you a question, you take too long. What do you mean I take too long? You know, you will sit there all night long. That's what the prophet did. If it takes me all night long, if I can help you to understand this religion, that's my job. That's how the prophet was. He never disappointed anyone who came to ask him anything. He would break it down. He would make it clear. He wasn't sitting there on a time clock talking about, oh, well, let me give you 10 minutes. And that's it. No. That's not how the prophet was. That's not how we're supposed to be. Especially in this era when Muslims are so confused. Muslims don't know truth from falsehood. How can you call yourself a caller to the truth and you brush people away? You give them half an understanding. If it takes me an hour to get a person to understand what a hijab is, I'll give them that hour. If they can understand it in 5 minutes, alhamdulillah. But we're all different. We're all on different levels of understanding. This generation of Muslims, many of us have mental issues. So it might take me an hour to explain what a hijab is to a person. You know, it's patience, man. We don't have that patience. When we talk about the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was never argumentative. These brothers, they like to argue and debate the religion. That ain't how the Prophet did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't talk too much and he didn't talk too less. What does that mean, talking too much? Talking too much doesn't mean that it took an hour for me to explain to a sister what a hijab is. No, talking too much means to talk about things that are not of any merit, of any value, to just run your mouth. The Prophet Muhammad didn't sit around just doing frivolous talk, okay? Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never concerned himself with matters that were not his business, okay? How many of us can say we don't do that? The Prophet Muhammad didn't get into your personal business. He'd answer your question and keep it moving, okay? If something didn't concern him, he stayed away from it. We want to dip our nose in everybody's business. So, and there are also 3 things that the prophet never did to the people. He never criticized either. How many of us are doing that today? Like I said, we're looking for a reason to criticize, and we don't even know the religion. You want to find a reason to criticize me and my website. You hear a jingle. The jingle is nice. You look for a reason to criticize, and when you look like a fool because of things you say, ain't no music in none of my jingles. I don't use music in none of my jingles. But so why are you critiquing it? The Prophet Muhammad didn't do that. He wasn't always looking for the bad in people. He never said shame on you. He never looked for the people's faults. But that's what we do today. You see a person doing good for the sake of Allah, and you want to tear him down. You want to find fault with him. The Prophet didn't do that. He didn't find fault in people. He made excuses. And he never said anything but that for which he hoped would bring reward. In other words, he watched his mouth. He guarded his tongue. A lot of us speak without thinking. And whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke, this shows how his companions were. They would listen. They didn't sit there and interrupt. They weren't typing on the screen while he was talking. They weren't on their cell phones while he was talking. Okay, they weren't scribbling in the sand. They weren't sleeping. They would sit around him and listen earnestly, as if they had birds on their heads. They would wait till he finished speaking, and then they would ask their questions. They didn't interrupt him. So that shows how we have no manners today. how our character is lacking today. Also, the companions never argued with him, and they never argued with one another in his presence. We're so quick to call people out. We want to argue with the teacher. We want to try to challenge the teacher. The companions didn't do that. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very patient, even with people who he didn't know. Okay, and the Prophet encouraged the companions to be patient with the strangers that they didn't know too. He said, if you see someone who is in need, help them. It doesn't matter what race they are, what color they are, even if they're not even a Muslim. If the person needs help, help them. And also, the Prophet never praised anyone except from he never accepted praise from anyone who was thanking him for a favor. What does that mean? He didn't allow people to kiss up to him. We call it in America, sucking up. You trying to get on my good side. So you're going to praise, oh, Sister Laila, you so beautiful. Oh, Sister Laila, you so smart. Oh, because you want to get on my good side. Or because you know you want me to ask you for something. The Prophet didn't do that. He wouldn't allow people to do that. Okay? Aisha, radiallahu anha, who was one of his students and his wife, she tells us that he used to be cautious, even when dealing with the worst people. For example, there was a man who was known for being a gossiper and for being a person that likes to argue. The people hated this man because this man did nothing but argue and debate. Well, one day the man came to visit the Prophet, and when he was with his wife Aisha, and the Prophet asked, who is it? She said, it's so-and-so. And the Prophet said, oh my God, this man always comes around and got something bad. The Prophet said, let him in. And so Aisha let him in, and she was shocked because even though this man was known for being a troublemaker, the Prophet dealt with him nicely, kindly, and gently. And when the man left, Aisha said, why did you deal with him so nicely when you know this man is a troublemaker? The Prophet said, oh, Aisha, the worst of people is the one whom people don't want to approach because they fear his slander or they fear what he's going to say about him. So in other words, even though this man is a bad man, okay, known for being a troublemaker, I don't want to be known as being like that. I want the people to be comfortable coming to me, asking me questions. I want the people to be comfortable to come to me seeking help. I don't want the people to fear coming to me because they think I'm going to hurt them. So this is how the Prophet was. He knew how to deal with the people. Do we deal with the people this way? So thus, guys, this is the 16th day of Ramadan. I want all of us to work on developing our character because we have our souls trained and we have purified our hearts. Now let's work on the brain, the mind. We need to follow the footsteps of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and treat people in a nice way. Okay? We don't want to be the person who, when we walk in the room, all the oxygen disappears. You don't want to be that haram police that everyone runs away from. You want to be the person of charisma who the people gravitate towards. Okay? And again, who's our role model for this? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not the men and women of today. And we need to be like those companions too. We have to be more respectable. We have to stop thinking that we can go around critiquing people when we're just peasants. You're just a peasant. Have respect for your elders. Have respect for women. Have respect for the children. have respect for the elderly. We've lost all of that. We're disrespectful people today. We need to work on that during this third week of fasting. All right. Supana kala huma wabiham dika ashado online lahaila anta stakfiruko boy lake. Are there any questions? And again, tomorrow I'm going to change the schedule. This class will be at 10 o'clock tomorrow because I have something to do and I don't want to be remiss in my obligation to my family, nor do I want to be remiss in my obligations to Allah. So I'll be able to do both. So this class I'm going to put for 10 o'clock tomorrow. Why come people don't like you around them, Brother Amir? They don't like you around them. They think you're intending. Intending what? What do you mean they think you're intending? Intending what? What does that mean? They think you're going to hurt them? You're going to beat them up? What do you mean they think you're intending? Yeah, by the way, guys, oh, really? You know, you got rid of those dreadlocks, right? Maybe it was the dreadlocks. How could they think that you're intending? You're a nice looking man. You don't look like no gangster unless it was them ugly dreadlocks. You got rid of your dreadlocks, right? Dreadlocks, that's what dreadlocks mean. Dread means fear. The Rastafarians, they used to let their hair dreadlock up to scare their enemies. So if people think you're going to harm them, not with that handsome face you got, maybe it was your hair. Why would they think that about you? And nothing harmful. Look at you. You look like the sweetest little guy. I wished I had a son like you. I really do. I don't have any sons, and I wished I had a son, and I wished I had a son like you. Yeah, that's why you had to get rid of those dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are scary. I don't like being around people with them either. If I saw a person with dreadlocks, my hand in my purse. Y'all know what my hand is on too. I got my hand in my purse on the trigger. I don't trust people that look like that. Come up on me. It's the Wild West today. Y'all know what it is. It's the Wild West today. Yeah, get rid of those. Why they scared of you? Ain't nothing scary about you. Are you people crazy? Brother Amir, maybe you were hanging around the wrong people, because there's nothing to be fearful about around you. You don't have that fearful look. No. Why are they scared of you? Nah, I wouldn't be afraid of you. He doesn't look like he's a person of harm, does he, Amina? No. People crazy. The women probably were scared of him for other reasons, because they had to lower their gaze. Mm-hmm. Why? People in the public? I don't know. They crazy. Really? Maybe it's the area you in. You ain't in the hood, are you? In the hood, they scared of everybody. I heard, for example, there's certain parts of Philadelphia, you got to fear everybody. That's what I heard about Philly. In Philly, you got to be scared of everybody. But no, I don't know why they be scared of you. Nothing fearful there. People crazy. You know, we live in a weird world today, guys. It's like the Wild Wild West. These are the days of fitin. These are the days of fitin, the days of crime, you know, and all of that. I was looking at this one neighborhood. on YouTube. Oh my God, I would be afraid. Some areas I'd be afraid to drive through. Project areas, you know. Layla can't do that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's probably why, Brother Amir, because there's nothing scary about you. No, you don't have that type of look. Your personality seems to be nice too. You don't seem like one of those brothers that's always telling people they going to hell and cursing the scholars and cursing people. You ain't that type of dude. Yeah. Yeah, that part of Philly is. I saw that on YouTube. That part of Philly I saw on YouTube. That ain't no safe area. Yep, that's not safe. Y'all know what I'm trying to get my order in for food here for not food, but you know, get my coffee in because I dropped the other one. Add this to the cart. View cart. And by the way, I got 2 gift cards. Somebody sent me a gift card for DoorDash and a gift card for Uber Eats. May Allah bless you, whoever it was. May Allah bless you, you know, with the best of this world and the hereafter. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Okay, because I'm able to use it. I'm using it right now. I'm using my Uber Eat. Yep. Who is this people? Who is this? Okay. My tip. Continue. Okay, there it is. What is what? I don't know. Brother Omar, I've never seen that word before in my life, so I don't know. I don't know, Brother Omar. I've never seen that before. I don't know what you're typing. I don't know what that is. I have to see it in Arabic, because I don't know. Maybe you're trying to type some Arabic word in English phonetics. So, I hit my wrong things. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Wait a minute. Okay. Brother Omar, I don't know what you're asking about unless you're asking about supplications. If you're asking about Quranic supplications, there, you know, that you can make, that's probably what you're asking me about. These are the supplications of the Quran. That Allah, when you're reading the Quran and you get to a verse where it says in the English, say, and then your Lord is this, that, say, that's a Quranic supplication. And a lot of people like to recite the Quranic supplications as part of their personal supplications, which there's nothing wrong with that. You can recite the supplications of the Quran if you want. So unless maybe that's what you're asking me about, if that's what you're asking me about, then that's what that is. Those are the Quranic supplications. Yeah, they're talking about, okay, now you're talking about Sufis. I knew it. I figured, I said the Sufis are the ones that's big on all of that. Someone told me was wazifa for marriage job. They're talking about Quranic supplications. And there's nothing in Islam that say you have to say any of this stuff. And there's nothing in Islam that says you have to say them 100 times. You don't have to recite the supplications of the Quran. We have the authentic hadith. What's the source? What's the source? Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the best supplication is the supplication that comes from your heart, because no one knows your situation better than you. And each and every one of us should have our own personal ibadah, our own personal relationship with Allah. So you don't have to recite the Quranic supplications. You can make your own supplication up. And there is nothing in Islam that says when you supplicate, you have to do it 100 times or any of that stuff. That's innovation. And that's Sufism. Y'all have to be careful of the Sufis. I keep telling y'all, one of the signs of innovation, if a person tells you that you have to do something a certain amount of times, or a certain way, or for a certain reason, they have to bring the dalil to prove it. If they have no dalil, then that's one of the signs or the triggers that the person is innovating. The Sufis, the mystics, are big on supplicating and innovating in their supplications and stuff. All right, so that's not true, Brother Omar. Whoever told you that, tell them to bring you the evidence where Allah said that. Okay. Okay, this is a sister. She said that she feels called to go to the local mosque as a new convert, but I'm nervous. I don't know why. Okay, that's normal, Sister Tazzy. I'm 63. I ain't no convert, but I don't even go to the local mosque because I'm afraid. That's normal. Because the mosque, you know, unless you know somebody, that's just, you know, there's a mosque right down the street from where I live. I can walk to it. It's in walking distance. I have never been to it because I don't know anyone there, and I don't want to go anywhere by myself. Now, if one of my best friends come over here and go with me, then I'll go to the mosque. But I ain't going by myself nowhere. It's the wild, wild west. What can I say? Yeah, so, but as a new convert, Sister Tazzy, you need to have at least one Muslim sister that you can interact with. Okay, so that you can come to me and I can teach you the religion on the internet like I'm doing. But you also need that personal interaction with another Muslim woman. So what I would do is do this: call your local mosque and ask them, because most of the mosques have a new convert program. Ask them, is there a sister that can reach out to you to help you with your religion? And let them know that you're, I'm just new to Islam. I'm shy. I don't like going anywhere by myself. Is there a sister that can reach out to me and that can maybe come and visit me? Okay. Most of the mosques have a program like that, but that's normal that you feel shy and nervous because, you don't know anyone. So that's okay. Like I said, I haven't been to a mosque either because I don't know nobody down the street from me. I just don't go nowhere that I don't know the people. Sorry, that's not me. Okay. Social anxiety. That's what it's called, social anxiety. But it's social anxiety for new places with me. Once I know the people, I ain't got a problem going. But I need somebody to go with me for the first time. And my friends are too busy. They working. Yeah. But call the local mosque, Sister Tazzy, and tell them that you a new convert. And is there a sister that can reach out to you? And they'll have a sister from the mosque call you that can reach out to you and hook up with you, inshallah. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. One of them died, other survivors charged as adults. Who died, Brother Amir? What? Brother Amir, you know, when you get married, you can't have your wife living in the hood. You know that, Brother Amir, because you're supposed to be getting married soon, right? You know, you ain't putting your wife in no hood. Remember my class I teach, you got to have your family in a nice Islamic environment. The Muslim home should be a sanctuary. So when you get married, Brother Amir, y'all can't be living in the hood. Yeah. For the young kids, I mean, I answered that question the other day. I mean, you know how I am. I'm into marrying these kids off young. You know, you got a daughter that's already doing that, and you need to get her married. Find a boy in her community, in your community, to marry her to, and let them live with you. Exactly, they can live with you until they finish school and get their finances together. That's what we need to do with our Muslim kids. Get them married, rather than having them, the non-Muslims, take them away like that. Okay, he said he's moving to Brother Amir. You know that the Philippines got some hoods too, right? You know that. Make sure you check out the Philippines, because the Philippines got some drug problems and issues too. Oh yeah, it's a third world country. Be careful. So make sure when you move to the Philippines that you ain't moving to no area that ain't got no toilet, because some parts of the Philippines ain't got no toilets. It's third world. You got beggars, people begging in the streets. So when you move to the Philippines, make sure it's a good area too. I heard it might be cheaper. The cost of living might be better for you there. Yeah, America's cost of living is expensive, but the Philippines got some terrible spots too. Oh yeah. They got a problem with drugs and stuff too. That's everywhere. Okay, good. Well, if you got a good area, that's good, because they got some good areas too. Yeah, mashallah. You might like it there, Brother Amir. You might like it better there. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, when are you supposed to be getting married, Brother Amir? When are y'all getting married? When y'all supposed to be getting married? You getting a job and everything over there already? Is her father helping you to get lined up with a job and stuff over there? Yeah, and I did hear they got some Muslims. Yeah, that's good. Exactly. Yeah, guys, and make sure that everybody check out the Sunnahfollowers shop. Did y'all see the shop? Ramadan gifts. Y'all can go to our Zazzle Go to our Sunnah Followers online Zazzle store. We got purses, you know, bags, hoodies, all kind of stuff. Let me show y'all that commercial again. Let me put that commercial so y'all can see it. Yeah, we got some clocks too. There's some clocks you can put on the wall, different styles to pick, because I got a couple here. The Sunnah follower clocks, so you can look at your clock and know it's time for the classes. Yeah, I even got some pillows, throw pillows and stuff. Black and gold. This is the black and gold collection. You know, we love black and gold here. That's the Sunnah follower colors, black and gold. Yeah, check out that shop. You might find some good Ramadan gifts, and everything's always on sale, you know. He said he wanted to visit in April, but I never asked him for anything like that. I planned for a remote job and purchasing a lot so that a new house can become a bit. Oh, good job. So it seemed like you got your plans, Brother Amir. That's good. That's good. That's good. You might do good there. I think you're going to like it. A lot of people move to the Philippines and they love it. I do know a couple of Muslims who like it there. Yeah. Yeah. The cost of living is cheaper than here. That's for sure. It's cheaper than here. The rent here is ridiculous. $2,000 a month rent for a 2-bedroom. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. And by the way, guys, please support this dawah effort. We're always needing donations. And make sure you guys, the new shahadas, you buy the books, The Sacred Abode. And also make sure that you buy My First Jews Amma, which Dr. Kareem Abu Zayd's book. And also you want to get Diluting Wala Wala Bara, Volume 1 and 2, because we're going to go back to those books after Ramadan. Oh, yes, after Ramadan, we're going back. We're going back to Diluting Wala Wala Bara. Oh, yes. And also get Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli's book, He Was. All of those are on Amazon. Yeah, all of those books are on Amazon. And Dr. Ali, exactly. Dr. Ali is Tuesday. Yes, Sister Sabira. Yeah, he's Tuesday. At what time is Dr. Ali, guys? 7:30? What time is he? 7:30. Yes, Dr. Ali Sabira. He's 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's Tuesday. But don't forget, tomorrow, my class, this class will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. My 6:30 class will be at 10 because I have somewhere to go. All right, guys, I'm going to log out for right now. And inshallah, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Yes, the class on the Sacred Abode, I had to cancel for tonight because I got all messed up. I'm canceling that class for tonight. Everything is messed up for the day. But tomorrow, you know, will be 10 o'clock, and then Tuesday we'll be back on track, inshallah. I got a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. All right, guys, I'm going to log out for tonight. The Zoom room is open. You can join there. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.